Hola amiguitos, Dorian here from Hoover Lux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. Today I've got this Turbo Power Junior. Now this one, I've been told by Steve from Mad About Hoovers. Check out his channel, very interesting. He's got a number of vacuums on there that he does displays and explains of. I'd recommend you watch it, it's very interesting, some nice machines there. So I've got this Turbo Power Junior, another one. I did one yesterday, I put the video on. This one, I've been told, is from the year 2000, which really surprised me because I was having difficulty with the date on there, because it's got the new, what I've been told, the new kind of like candy system of dating these vacuums, and this one is from the year 2000. So this one, I genuinely was very surprised to know that it was from the year 2000. I thought it was way earlier than that because of the design on it with the bag, but apparently they kept making them up to then. So again, budget range vacuum. This one's in very good condition with the logos and everything. It does have a little bit of damage on this side, a crack in it, so I'm going to try and reinforce that once I take it off and clean it. It is a little bit dusty, so again, let me switch it on for you to see. This one is more powerful than the other one that I did the other day. It has the cord hook in perfect condition, which is very good. And the wheels and the bag, it's a bit bobbly, but it's fine. And like I said, it has its stickers and everything, and there's not much damage on the bumper either. Just a little bit of paint around the edge, which I'll take off. Stickers on it, which will be covered over for when I put the buffing machine on them, but I will try and do them so they actually cover each of the, instead of sort of like blocking it out, I'm going to try and cut the tape on this so it covers it. Once I polish it, you're not going to notice so much of a difference because there are a lot of stickers on there. So this has got damage to this as well. This is a very flimsy bit of plastic to cover the handle, the base of the handle. It's very flimsy. So first of all, I'm going to unplug it because I do not want to get electrocuted. There we go. Vacuum is taken, switched off. Yes. I'm going to start again like I did last time. I'm going to start with the bag. I'm not going to do too in-depth on this because I've already done it with the other one. So I'm just going to undo the zip. And pull off the paper bag. Unclip the top. Slide this down. And again, same thing, I need to take off the bag fill tube. So again, this is quite simple, 2 screws with like a little bracket thing holding it on. Okay, so that's the bag fill tube taken out, and the little brackets with the screw done. Again, 4 screws to remove the bag holder onto it. 2 of the smaller screws to each side. And then there's 2 larger screws at the back or front, whichever way you're looking at it. For me, it's the back. There we go, that removes the bag. And that's all I got to do then is just peel it off. And there we go, that's that removed. I shall give this a good washing by hand. It's a bit manky and a bit faded and a bit bobbly, but can't get them. The inside of this, a little bit of rust on this. It looks like it's been wet at some point. So this is a little bit rusty, so I will get some, what do you call it, wire wool, and clean this off. Whatever's been vacuumed up has been damp. Let me just put the vacuum over it. So what I need to do now is to remove this cover, so I'm going to flip it over. It's in very good condition underneath, just needs a good polish. So 4 screws again holding on the base plate. Oops. That comes off. Now the belt on this is fine because I remember putting in a new belt on that one. Brush roll. Just going to take the belt off the spindle. There we go. Height adjustment. Let's get my little hook. There we go, that's that off. This then just lifts up and slides out. 2 screws, 1 down on each side to take the top off. There we go, 2 screws. Slide this out again for cleaning. So if I flip it over, remove the little knob. And I should be able to now lift this off, yes. So there is the damage to the hood there, so I'm going to be very, very careful. It's dusty on the inside. So wherever this was kept before was obviously kept in a damper area because there are bits of rust on it. Nothing major, but I can see that I will have to address that, different to the other one. So to remove this, I'm going to push the bellows through the hole. They'll come out. There we go. Now I'm going to wait until I've taken off this top part before I release the bellows. Try and take off the bellows. I think it'll be a lot easier. 2 brackets either side holding the main handle mechanism onto the base. Again, these will need cleaning. Okay, so that is that. Oops. That's the handle. Sorry, the foot pedal. So what I'm going to do is what I need to do, now this is slightly different. Let me remove the clip that holds the bellows in place. Oh, bloody hell. Almost, there we go. Jeez, those bellows are stinky. So we got the bellows removed for cleaning. Next I'm going to remove the motor. There's a plastic bracket over that. There we go. Now I should be able to pull the motor out. Come on. There we go. That leaves us with the base. Again, I'm going to unclip height adjustment. Oh, there's a screw on this one, which is different. Okay. There we go. Right, let me just go and retrieve something that fell on the floor. It was this and the foot pedal. I'm going to pull this dampening sponge out. Clean that. Right. Take this bumper off. So there's the base and the bumper ready for cleaning. Now they should just slide out. There we go. 1, 2. Right. Here we have the motor. Take the 2 caps off. This cover on this motor here, on this cover here, there's a screw here and a screw here. The bracket on this side is broken off, which is a bit of a pain. I'm going to remove the cover like I did on the other one, so I'm going to unclip these. One. 2. 3. Oh, there's 4 on this one. There we go. Motor runs really well. Give it a good clean up, but it'll be fine. Right, so that's the motor. This handle, this rust on there, this is going to need a bit more work. So what I'm going to do, if I gently take this off, there we go, this is so precarious. we go. That's like paper thin plastic. I'm going to pull the cable through here. Okay, there's a suppressor. I'm going to remove that suppressor. There's a screw on here. Holding what looks like an earth wire, possibly. It's another part of the metal bracket removed, so I can polish and clean this. And I should, there we go, remove this part, because it really truly is filthy. So that is going to be cleaned. That's going to be cleaned up and put on the polishing machine just to get the rust off it. So now I'm left with the handle. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to take... No, I'm going to put this back on. I'll tell you for why. Is because I don't need to take it off, to be honest. Because this is only going to need a light polishing, so I don't need to take the handle apart. So I'm going to leave that as it is. What I am going to do is to remove this bloody suppressor. So this one seems quite simple, to be honest, because it is just a matter of loosening the wire. Well, actually, no, do you know what? It'll be fine. Just need to snip it off here. Going to put this back into... I got a new block. I'm going to put a new block on it because this one's a bit rusted. But before I do that, I'm going to leave it as it is and then do it. Because these... It's practically knackered on the inside. It's all rusted. Let me get a new block. I'm going to do it now. Pop it on hold. Okay, pause. So I've got myself a new block here. So I'm just going to... Oh, they are loose. the connectors, which have got a little bit of rust on them. Screw them into the new block. That's better. Let's see if I can get this one out, because it looks like it's rusted. Shit. No. This one is completely rusted. Little bugger. No, I'm going to have to snip it. So there we go, that's the broken connector and the suppressor gone. Just going to get my wire snippers. I'm just going to make a new end for this. Go, and then put them into this one. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hang on a second, I'm actually going to do away with the block. I'm not going to use the block on this. I'm going to use these crimp terminals. So I'm going to put the crimp terminals instead of the block. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so that's a bit more safer now using these. So I got them connected up. That ain't going anywhere, and I can always just unplug them if I need to at all. But there we go. I knew that crimping set would come in handy one day. So there we go, that is that. I just need to clean up the motor, the handle, all the other parts I'm going to clean up first. So I'm going to take them to be cleaned. I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow. I will come back and we will finish off this Junior. Proving a little bit more problematic than the other one, but it is in better condition. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be okay and I'll be able to fix this bit on here as well. I'll get that fixed as well with something. So thank you very much. Let me get all this cleaned and I'll see you all in a minute. So today is now Monday, the day after. All the parts for the Junior are now nice and clean and shiny, but they do need a polish. So before I can start putting this thing back together, I still need to start working on these parts. So anyway, I've done this, so I'm going to put this to one side, out of the way. And I'm going to concentrate now on this motor. I'm going to take off this cover. and there's some crud inside there. Now, looking inside the motor, I can see that everything is fine. It's a bit stiff, but it's all fine. First thing I'm going to do is to try and get this rust off this part here. So let me get some wire wool. I'm going to put my gloves on for this. So I got a nice big roll of wire wool here, the finest one. The finest wire wool you can buy. Actually, it was cheaper to buy it in a roll. So, let's see if this works. No, it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, step 2, I have another idea. This little tiny drill bit. See if this will work. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's definitely taking it off. I'm going to bore you with this. Let me get the rust off this and I'll come back. So I got a lot of the surface rust off it. There's too many grooves and whatever to try and get it all off to make it completely shiny, but it definitely looks a lot better than what it was. So the next thing I'm going to do is try and remove the rust off of this little part. So again, see how we go. So that works really well. Now you can just see that bit in there. See how it goes. I'll just do this bit. All gone. So I'm going to carry on working on this part to make sure all the rust is off and we're back down to the metal. So there we go, that's all the rust removed off that. Looks a lot better. Looks a bit, there's still a little bit, but I've got the worst of it off, so it definitely looks better. Next thing I'm going to do to try and get the rust off are these clips. Let's see how we get on with them. I think I'm going to have to use something to hold on to them, like a pliers. So, see how I get on. See how I get on with this. Yeah, it's definitely taken off the corrosion from it. I just need to work with them slowly. It's not taken long actually to get the corrosion off these. Okay, so I got one done, so I need to work on the other 3. Okay, so all these clips now are shiny again and all the rust and corrosion's been removed off as best I can. I don't want to spend too much time on them because it's never going to get seen, but it does look better. So, just going to remove the corrosion off this part of the handle. So I've got these mole grips to hold the pieces. I don't have a vise. I wish I did have a vise. So I got these mole grips to hold the pieces into place while I polish it. Okay, so that is the rust removed off that part of the handle as well. Makes it look a heck of a lot better. While I've got it out, I'm going to remove the rust from the top of these caps as well for the brush roll. I will do full refurbs of brush rolls, especially like the junior ones I've got. I really need to learn how to do it, so looks a lot better. There's not much wrong with this brush roll, to be honest. It's fine. Yeah, that's better. Right, I don't think there are any other metal parts that need this, so I'm going to move this out the way. and concentrate. I'm just going to clean this up with some wet wipes. Where's my wet wipes? Slice roto. Okay. Just going to clean the inside of this out. These blades don't have any nicks or chips out of them like the other one did. Now apparently if you put the screwdriver in this end, you can unscrew this. I will try it on another one, but some of the other ones, the motors don't come off so easily as this. That I don't think anyway. I'll have to have a look when I'm doing another turbo power. These don't really come across as being very good fan blades, to be honest. They don't seem to be the strongest of plastic, but there we go. There's some rust on this, so I'm going to take this off as well while I'm there. Now I'm going to do that. That's the spindle, nice and rust free. Okay, so this is that cover for it. So it's got the broken bit on one side and the screw on the other. So, God, I don't know what to do. I'll put the screw back in the one side, but on the other side it's kind of held in anyway because of the way it fits into the base. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like squished in. I can't see it coming out. I can't even see it rattling, to be honest, because it'll fit in really tight, so I can't see it being an issue. But I will put some electrical tape or something just to see what I can do. I don't want to super glue it because I don't think that's going to make any bloody difference. There. Right, I'm just going to screw these in. Okay, so I've put a tiny little piece of electrical tape just to hold that shut. It's not going to, well, anyway, it's going to be fine. So there, that is the motor. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lubricate this a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start by just doing a slight bit of buffering on this handle like I did on the other one. just going to do the handle. To use a cloth and some of the demon spray because that's very good for removing residue. There we go. There's the handle now polished. Now I'm going to work on this part on the back of it. Okay, so I've just popped the base part here onto the handle. What I'm going to do now is feed the wires down and through the bottom. There we go. Oops. There we go, just wiggle them round. There we go. Tuck this in. Okay, so I got the wires tucked in there. What I need to do now is to put this metal bracket back on. Which also includes putting this back on as well. Oh, you nutter. What are you doing, Joe? Duh. There we go. There we go. Now I just need to put the screws in here. Oh, actually, it's these two down on this side. this one goes through the, what I think is the earth wire. Excellent. Tighten this one up. So there we go. So that looks a heck of a lot better now that it's all cleaned up. Now I'm going to just pop you on pause a second while I get the other bits. I'm just going to put this cap on, which I think there's only one way this can go on. I think there's only one way this can go on. Yeah. So there we go, that's that, that's the wire through. Now I'm going to get the base, because it's all about the base. No treble. And now the wire for the motor, one part goes in here and then one part goes underneath it, which is something I hadn't seen before. Now here I have the motor and the clean top. So what I need to do is put my shiny clips on there. There you go. And I've got two rubber seals at the end. One for that side and one for that side, like that. There's a nubbin, and I think the nubbin has to go towards the top to fit in. Okay. I'm gonna do very quickly. Hang on a second. So this is the sponge that I took out and cleaned. That fits back in there. This is the strip of additional sponge that I've got to fit in the bottom to cushion it even more, to stop vibrations and noise and rattles. So I've connected the wires back up to the motor. So what I need to do now is to slide it in, which means I need to put this end in first and then slide this end in second. Oh, bloody hell, it's popped out. This wire popped out. Try it again. Feels like there's something catching on it. Let me take a closer look. Right, I found out what it was. There's a nail sticking through it from the inside. I remember when I was cleaning it and I forgot to remove it. So let me get this sorted. Okay, so I've taken the nail. I don't know where I put it now. I've taken this nail out of the housing, sealed it up. I just need to wait 24 hours for the glue to dry before I do that. I've popped the motor into position. I've just put the bellows on there. I'm now going to take one of these cable ties to ensure that the bellows are secure onto the vacuum. The wires and everything are all connected well. Push some of this wire through. There we go. Just need to push the bellows at the back. I need to push them up into the position. Just pull them through. Just pull the lip through. Yeah, it's almost there. Oh, you little bugger, just a little bit more. There. Okay, so now the bellows are in place, the motor is in place, the electrics are in place. Just test it, nothing's catching. Again, I've put a little bit of grease down on the insides of these. So I've got the foot pedal. Just going to put some grease on the spring. Going to put the foot pedal into position. we go. Gentle. So I got the 4 screws and the metal brackets to go over that to hold it into position like that. I'm just painting a little bit of grease over that. And on this side. I'm going to cut two little strips to cover it, to protect it. One over there. One over there. Wipe the grease off my hands. Just going to, there we go, make sure the screw is in position, the spring I mean, sorry. Okay, I'm going to take this off again because I'm not happy with it. Let me just redo it. Right, so I've got all the handle and everything fitted on properly. Doesn't have a tilt, it fits on very nicely. Okay, so I'm just wiping off a little wipe up. Right, next I need to put this bracket over the motor to hold it into position. There we go, that's the motor held into place. Next I'm going to fit this for the height adjustment. So that is clipped on and screwed in. Next I have the bumper to fit. There we go. That's the bumper fitted on. Now I'm going to flip it over. I have the wheels here. Just going to put a little bit of grease in the wheel, make them spin easier. Would help if I put it the right way around. Now I'm going to put the metal clip in. Very easy, just slides in. Then so that is all in place. I'm just going to switch it on to give it a quick test. Hope it doesn't blow up. Winds down a lot better. It's a bit loud because it's got no cover on it, but the air that's coming out of here is actually quite powerful. Right, let me unplug it because it's live. So the next thing I need to work on, let me go and get it. Is the hood. Now after I washed it, it's not as bad as I initially thought. I am going to polish it, but I'm going to cover the decals. It's getting a bit late in the evening now, so I'm going to do this tomorrow, Tuesday, when I get home. So I'm going to do it then. But I've got the main body all back together and the motor. That was quite important. I wanted to get that done and dusted. The only thing left then to do is to polish this, which won't take long. Get the hood on, get the brush roll, the belt, and then get the bag on, and then we're done. So tomorrow, it's not going to take me too long to get this finished. So I will see you by the magic of camera tomorrow. Okay, it is now Thursday. Let me flick the... there we go. It's now Thursday, because I didn't get to do any yesterday, because it was a... well, never mind. So I'm going to mask off the printed parts on there, the decals. So I'm going to mask them off and come back to you now when this is done, and I'm going to bore you with that. So I've masked off the areas that I want to protect. There's a slight damage to the hood on this side, so underneath I've put a strengthening piece of Gorilla Tape underneath it. It's been fixed, but I'm going to give it extra strength with this, and when I go to polish it, I will be doing this extremely gingerly, extremely light, so I won't it won't break it anymore, hopefully. So right, now I'm going to crack on and we will polish this bad girl. So what I've done, I've evenly put some of the cutting polish over this, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the sponge as well. Put on my gloves because I don't want to get, I don't know if you can see that again. Okay, and let's do it. Right, so that is the front part of it done. What I'm going to be working on now are the side parts. So I've got this towel underneath here to help keep it up. This sponge is practically on its last legs. It's a bit eaten, to say the least, but I will have to continue. So I'm going to do this side now. This thing is getting shredded. That is mushed. I'm going to use the bits of sponge everywhere, so I'm going to vacuum up all these bits of sponge. So what I'm going to do now is remove the masking tape off the areas that I wanted to protect. Excellent. Now to remove the residue off the plastic, I suggest using this and a cloth. And that will remove any of the polishing compound residue on it, and also then shine it up at the same time. There we go. So that has cleaned and buffed up very, very nicely indeed. That looks a heck of a lot better than what it did beforehand. And one more cloth. And there we go. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than what it was. Voila. One shiny hood. Now, put that to one side because I need to get together the other parts that have been cleaned. And we can start putting the rest of it now back together. Okay. So let's start getting this back together. So all of this is tidied up. I've just put some of the mother's plastic polish over the bumper. Motor's all nice and clean and tidy. What I'm going to do now is to fit the hood of this bad girl. It fits in the front. That fits down. I'm just going to flip it over. fit the 2 screws down inside here. There we go, that's the case fitted on. I'm just going to spray some of this Demon Shine so I can just run over the underneath. Make it nice and tidy. And spray some down in the wheels. There we go. Instant difference. These wheels down here, these biscuit wheels. There we go, much better. Now I got this brush roll protector to fit in. There we go. And the belt, which is fine because I put it on when I first had it. Now I've taken off the rust that was on the either end of it. That's all I'm going to do now is put a little bit of grease down inside the bearings. There we go, that's a lot better. Pop the belt roll on. Now I'm going to put the brush roll guard on. There we go. Four screws hold this into place. Sorry, you can hear next door screaming kid maybe. There we go. Four screws. Quick wipe over. And that is the underneath finished with, all put back together. So now I need to work on putting the bag back together. I'm just give this another wipe over. Quickly going to put the button back on. Just giving it a quick wipe over. There we go, that's the height adjustment fitted. So what I have to do now is to get the bag, which is dried but it's just in the kitchen, and then we can put the bag back together on here. Okay, so I've got the outer cloth bag here. It's very, very faded, but it's in perfect condition otherwise, and everything works on it, so there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. I could dye it, but I think that would ruin it. So I'm going to pop the base of the bag over. Be careful not to tear it, just pull it into place gently. It would help if I had it the right way around. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Just pull it up. Yep, that's all in place. That's perfect. Now I'm going to pop it over where it's supposed to go. There we go. So again, there's 4 screws, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. So the big ones go at the back. Small ones go down the sides. Sugar cubes. Excellent. Now we have these brackets to hold the bag fill tube into place. The bag fill again, like I did last time, to give it a better seal. I'm just going to put some grease around this bag fill tube. It'll give it a nice seal. Fit it down. What the hell am I doing wrong? You know, I always get bloody confused over these. I think I got them in the right way anyway. It's not moving. Oh, do. Right, so that's the bag fill tube on. I'm gonna hook that onto there. Now I need to fit the bag. Nice and tight up to the lip. Now let me switch it on. Okay, so now I'm going to fit it inside the outer bag. Zip it up. I'll switch it on again. And give it one of my obligatory nice stinky discs, which I shall stick there. Sticky disc. Okay, we're done. So it's all back together. A heck of a lot shinier than what it was, I think you'll agree. I'm just going to put down some dirt and we can give it a quick test. Okay, so I've put down my obligatory sawdust and porridge oats for the test of this Hoover Junior from the year 2000, this Millennium vacuum. So let's see how she does now after a bit of a refurb. I better reset the height adjustment. There we go. Try it now. So there we go, there's the Hoover Junior. Another one rescued. I definitely did better, I feel, on the masking of the polishing with the letters on it, so there's no real gaps that you can see. You can see a little bit there around it, but that's the best you're going to get. So that looks much better. I'm very pleased with that, and it works really well. It's actually quite powerful. There's a lot more suction going through the motor. It's a bit more quieter, not so rattly. It is still screamy, it is still loud, but that's the nature of this type of vacuum cleaner. And there's a heck of a lot more flow of air through it because of the clean bag and the fleecy bag in there. But for something that's 17 years old, that doesn't look too bad, I have to say. So as Steve said, this is a candy machine. It's got the candy format on there. U1650. Serial number 37651494 006 0383. So there we go, that's that one. 650 watts. Not too bad. Lives to tell the tale of another day. So thank you very much for watching the video on this. I hope you enjoyed it. The next one I'm going to be working on isn't actually mine. It's a work colleague, friend of the other half, and she gave me her Electrolux the Boss to have a look at because it's not performing very well. So I haven't done one of these before, so it'll be interesting. So I'm going to start that tomorrow, see how we get on with that Electrolux. But thank you very much for watching this Hoover Junior video. I hope you found it informative at all. Big thanks to Sam Watson of Becco 1987. Go check out his channel. He has literally today put a video on of stripping down a turbo power similar to this, but hard bagged one, a lot more expensive originally than this, and very, very interesting. So go and watch Sam Watson on Becco 1987. Thank you to everybody else as well, subscribers, people who like, everybody in every country around the world that watches these or have seen this video. Thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. It definitely means a lot to me, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.